Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Jeff here, and happy belated 4th of July. I don't know, it's July 5th, the morning of. I'm enjoying my coffee in the garage and creating this video. So I wanted to put out a video today because today is exactly 2 months since I created my first video here on YouTube. And it has been just a really great 2 months and positive 2 months. And, I just wanted to put out a video a little bit different and to just reflect on the past 2 months and my experience with being a new YouTube creator. And I guess just probably or hopefully inspire maybe others to do the same thing, right? Because I know there are others out there who are on the fence, whether they want to start creating videos or not, right? Or they would like to start creating videos, but don't feel comfortable doing it. And so, again, I wanted to just put this video out, just talking a little bit about my experience and hoping to inspire others. And that's gonna be it. I'm gonna keep it short. There are no cards that are gonna be shown in this video, so I'll just lead with that. And so, if you guys wanna tune away because I'm not showing cards, then so be it. All right, so let's see, today's July 5th. So May 5th was my first video. And, let me go back to my history a little bit, right? I was collecting as a kid. And when you're collecting as a kid, everybody around you is collecting, right? Or at least at that time, right? Back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I was collecting, there was a whole community of kids that were collecting. All of my friends collected. And so, it's great to share collecting with other people, right? And, then when I got back into collecting in 2008, it was a lot of fun because it was nostalgic and I was buying up things that I wanted as a kid. But I was doing it alone, right? At that point, as a young adult, there's nobody I had to share the hobby with, right? I didn't know anybody else at the time that collected cards. And so you do it by yourself, but you do it by yourself for the love of it, right? And I have since 2008, right? Mostly on, a little off and on since 2008, but steady back on since 2021. And so, during that time, you do it by yourself. And then you find YouTube and you find a whole community on YouTube that is collecting cards and sharing videos. And that now makes you feel a part of something, right? Even though you're not creating videos, it still makes you feel a part of something, right? And you can leave comments and the creators will reply to your comments, and it kind of just enhances your hobby, right? Because you find others out there that collect and you're sharing to a certain extent, right? You're not necessarily sharing, but you're involved with other folks sharing, and you feel like you get to know these guys and they're kind of like friends of yours, right? But, it got to a point for me, I've probably a year or two ago, I was contemplating starting to make YouTube videos, right? I was like, why don't I start making videos, right? I'm enjoying watching other videos, watching other people's collections. Why don't I just do the same thing, right? And actually be part of this community. And it still took me, it just wasn't, I was busy, right? Before last year, I had a very, very stressful job, career, that I worked a lot of hours. I would be taking work home, couldn't get away from it on the weekends, you know. You'd be thinking about it over the weekends, working long nights, and you know, you go on vacation and you can't really enjoy your vacation because you're just thinking about the stuff you got to do when you get back to work and all that kind of stuff. So luckily I had a slight career change about a year ago, and I have a much more amazing career now, you know, where I have a lot more free time, and I just don't have the stress anymore. And so I'm able to enjoy not just the hobby much more, but I feel like I'm able to be a part of it now, you know, and create videos. And that's ultimately why I created my first video a couple months ago, right? Is, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I comment on a lot of YouTube videos. And, you know, it's like I was at the National last year in Cleveland. And at that National, I wouldn't say I necessarily saw a lot of guys that I knew or channels that I followed and watched, but definitely a handful, or, you know, maybe 5 or 10. And I didn't go up to any of them and say anything, because I'm just like, they're not gonna know who I am. You know, it's like, I know they would have loved for me to come up to them and say hello and told them I really enjoy their channel and I like watching their channel and all that stuff. But I just didn't really feel comfortable doing it. You know, I just felt like, okay, I'm just some random guy out there in the world, you know, that watches your channel, and, you know, and that's it. So I didn't go up to anybody. And then I got back from the National, and I was like, man, you know, I really should have went up and said hello to some of these guys, because, you know, they would have enjoyed it, I'm sure. And it would have just been a nice thing to do, you know? So I told myself, you know, next year when I go to the National, which I'm not going to this year, I do plan on going to Strongsville. I'm very interested in that show. I'm not gonna do the National this year though. But I told myself, when I go to the next National or big card show, I want to be able to go up to these guys and say hello, and they maybe have an idea who I am, or have been like, yeah, oh, I've seen your channel before, or I've heard about your channel before, or whatever. But at least not go in there blind, right? So I had told myself, you know, at some point I'm going to start making videos, right? And it's your first few for sure. It's very like pretty nerve-wracking, right? To make your first video. Like I'm not a Instagram guy. I'm not a Facebook guy, you know, a TikTok guy, any of that stuff, right? I do have Instagram and Facebook, but I never post. I just kind of look at it and whatever. But it's not like me at all to make these videos. But I told myself, like, I'm gonna do it. And as the first few videos were a lot more difficult, right? Because you feel like you're just putting yourself out into the world, you know? But I mean, when you really think about it, we have a very small community here, and the only other people that are gonna see this are folks in this community, you know? But, you know, 2 months ago, I finally decided to take the plunge, right? There was a lot of reasons why. There were people at the same time when I made my first video. There was some other guys that had put their first videos out, and they were saying in their videos, you know, like, I just decided to take the plunge and do it. I'm just gonna do it. I wanna be a part of this thing. And I thought the same way, you know, I was just like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, let's just be a part of this. Let's just put videos out there. If I hate it, I'll stop putting videos out there. But if I love it, I'll keep doing it, you know? And then another video was right about the time when I put my first video out, was when Orlando at A Collector's Dream was going through his lung cancer ordeal, right? Was diagnosed with lung cancer, and he was going in for surgery. And it wasn't 100% that he was gonna come out. But the video he made, it was really emotional, and he was just how much love he was expressing for the card community here on YouTube and the people here, and how important they were to him in his life, and how he felt like he needed to come out and he needed to address, you know, what was going on with him. And he was just talking about how this community was one of the most special things in his life. And so after I saw that, you know, combined with some other of the new guys, you know, around when I created my first video, I was like, I gotta get into this, right? I gotta try it out, see what it's all about, put some videos out there, see what happens. So I did, you know, so May 5th, I made my first video, just kind of like an introduction video, because I've seen a lot of other guys do it, right? And again, recorded the video, probably took me like 10 takes, right? Or 15 takes, recorded the video, decided, okay, this isn't great, but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. I put it out there, and I had a lot of really great feedback. And so, you know, I just, after that, it was kind of, I was fiending to put out a second video, right? Or after you put that video out, I was waiting for comments and more comments, and I kept getting positive comments and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And people started saying, yeah, I'm gonna follow you, I'm gonna follow you. And that was a lot of fun, right? I finally felt like I was actually a part of the community, right? It's like, okay, so I put my first video out, now I wanna start doing more, right? And so I did. And so I think I have 20 videos that I've done in the past 2 months, which actually is a lot. I feel like 10 videos a month, about one every 3 days. And I'm not gonna keep that up for sure. You know, I think I'm more like once or twice a week, probably twice a week is what my goal will be. Because I love doing it, you know, and I feel like I have more free time in life now, and it's really fun. So, all right, that's a little bit of history and what got me into making my first video. And that's the long part of this. But, you know, it's just been an amazing 2 months, right? You know, some of the guys, some of the channels that I followed, you know, that I would have never have thought would seen my videos or even followed me back or would comment on my videos. It's like you're starting to get comments from guys that are like, hey, welcome to the community, you know, that you're like, you've been watching their channel for years. And, you know, it just feels like, wow, like, why did I not do this sooner, you know? And just, you know, and anybody, right? It doesn't have to be just the people that you've been watching for years and following for years. You know, you make a lot of new friends, right? I would love to shout out a bunch of channels here. I'm just afraid I'm gonna miss a whole bunch of people, but I think the guys know who they are. But there are guys that comment on every single one of my videos, right? Every video I put out, there is a group of guys who comment on every single one of my videos, you know? And I feel like they're new friends to me, right? I feel like we're friends. I feel like, hey, you come to California and, you know, we hang out, let's go do a card show, let's go grab a beer, whatever we want to do. You know, you come to California, you need a place to stay, you could stay with me, right? And it's just because, I don't know, there's something about, I feel like, sports card collectors that's genuine, right? We know we're all nerds, you know, collecting sports cards, but we all come together and do this together and put it out there to the world. And I just feel like card collectors in general are good people, right? And so that's how I feel, right? So I feel like, hey, you know, you come into California, you come into Southern California, you need a place to stay, crash by me, stay by me, you know? Because again, I feel like I have new friends in the hobby that I have not had as an adult collector, right? So it all goes back to, you know, you collect as a kid with your friends, then you become an adult collector and you don't have friends that are collecting, right? You're collecting alone as an adult and you do it for your love of the hobby, but you know, you just have nobody to share it with. And that's why this YouTube community is so great, because you now have a community and friends that you can collect with and share your collection with, and you can contact and go back and forth. And, you know, and it's only been 2 months for me, right? So I'm saying all this and it's only been 2 months. So, you know, I'm excited for my future in making, you know, more videos and having more connections with people. I wish I was going to the National this year. My wife and I timed this awfully. We're actually from Chicago, for those of you who don't know. And we're going back to Chicago August, I think 15th or so. We're going for like 2 weeks after the National. We're going back to Chicago just to visit. So I don't know why I didn't really think about this before we booked this, and didn't book our trip to Chicago around the National, because then I at least could have hit up the National a day or two. Could have went to the YouTube meetup and met some of the guys I've been watching forever and things like that. But it's not in the cards for this trip. That'll probably be the Strongsville show. Well, definitely be the Strongsville show next year. But yeah, that's kind of my reflection the past 2 months. Subscribers are great, right? It's fun getting more subscribers. That's all great. But you know what? It's the comments that are the best thing about this community and getting feedback from guys, right? Like, I can have 10,000 subscribers, and if I don't get any comments, then I feel like it's a waste, right? I feel like there's no interaction with anybody. This is not what this is about for me. It's not about how many subscribers I can get or anything like that. Like, more subscribers is great because it's more people that are enjoying your channel, and you have better odds on getting more comments, right? And that's what I love. Like, I love when guys comment on my videos and correct me, right? Like, if there's something I'm saying that's wrong, which I have in the past, right? And I've been corrected. I don't take any, I'm not upset with that at all, or just saying hello, right? I feel like when somebody leaves you a comment, they take the time to say hello. And that's what I really appreciate, right? I love interacting with everybody. So the comments is the best thing. And I never realized before I started creating videos about how important comments were, because I would watch a ton of videos and I just would not leave a comment, or a thumbs up. Thumbs up are great too, So that's important, right? So, for any of you guys out there who don't create videos, us folks that do create videos really appreciate the extra step of giving a like and commenting, right? Because again, and when somebody leaves me a comment, I make sure I respond to it, and I just don't respond with a thank you, thanks for leaving a comment. I like to really read what they write and engage with them, and respond with something about how they wrote, and there's plenty of folks that we've gone back and forth, a lot, because it's a lot of fun. Again, just love it. So yeah, this video is way longer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought this was gonna be like a 10-minute video. So I'm gonna try to wrap it up in the next 2 minutes at the 20-minute mark. But yes, so it's been a wonderful experience for me. I just love putting videos out there and, getting comments back. Everything's been really positive. It's just a really, really great card community. And, the last part is this: I would just really promote, or not promote, that's the wrong word. I hope I can inspire anybody who sees this, who is not putting videos out there, to really second guess it and to at least give it a shot, right? I know it can seem a little uncomfortable, right? Putting yourself out there, putting yourself on camera, but I promise you it'll be very rewarding, right? Once you do it and you start getting subscribers and you start getting likes and you start getting comments and positive feedback, it's gonna be addicting. You're gonna wanna continue to put videos out there, and I guarantee you're gonna make friends, right? You're gonna find your group, and you're gonna have your guys who are commenting on all your videos, and you're gonna make friends. So you don't have to collect alone. This community is here for you to enjoy with. And so, yeah, I would just really, God, I don't know, I keep struggling for that word, but anybody who's watching this who doesn't make videos, you really should consider it. And feel free, if I've inspired anybody to make a video here, tag me in the video and I'll share your video. So at least, you can get a wider range of audience with at least a little bit from me. I mean, I only have like 200 subscribers, so you know, it's not crazy or anything. But hey, I can get your video in front of 200 other people potentially. But yeah, again, I just wanted to come on here as it's my 2-month anniversary. It's been a really positive experience, a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody who comments on my videos. It's been really great. I feel like I've made a lot of great friends here, and I am inspired to just keep making videos, keep sharing my collection, my pickups, my thoughts, all that kind of stuff. So again, I appreciate anybody who stuck with this and is watching this. I hope I inspired maybe somebody to take the plunge and create a video. And I hope you all had a great 4th and you have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll see you at some point this coming week with another video. Cheers.